welcome to something new, something interesting. It's our first ever OffScript Reacts. Now, specifically, we are reacting this time to the second presidential debate. Later, we're going to do some reacts to some movies and some more fun stuff. Well, this is going to be fun.
This is going to be great fun.
But, so, in case you don't follow us on Facebook or whatever, or you didn't hear, we did a live tweeting during the second presidential debate, which was last night. We waited to record this today. Give us some time to digest everything.
To let it marinate.
Yeah.
Everything that happened.
And so, I think we're going to go ahead. Are we going to live tweet the third debate also?
We might as well.
I think we should.
Okay, so we're also going to live tweet the third debate. Follow us on Facebook, all that kind of stuff for that. Our Twitter, all that good stuff. It's going to be fun. We had a great time last night. Well,
we had a time.
Yeah.
We had a time.
It was something. Not sure if it was a good thing.
Okay, let's just release the floodgates. Let's go ahead and let's start off with our overall impressions of the debate. Josh, let's start with you.
Right out of the gate. Okay, so we were talking beforehand about how quickly we were making predictions on how quickly the new Trump soundbite tape was going to get brought up and how quickly he would retort with, "But where are your emails?" And it was almost immediate for both of those things. So that was pretty ridiculous. It was a personal attack battle for what felt like 20 minutes at least, talking about tax returns and missing emails.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Super boring and just childish. I don't know. That was my first impression of the debate. That's basically all that happened for the first good portion.
My my first impression was, again, where I was just wanting so quickly. I mean, immediately you see Donald Trump's family come in and you see the women he brought specifically to use against Bill Clinton, who's not even running.
No, just her husband.
Just, and I'm assuming to make himself look better for the tape. But, and then, like you said, the first half hour was just, emails, taxes, soundbite.
Your husband is a mess arounder.
Yeah, your husband is a terrible person. Like, whatever. It's ridiculous. It was just, come on.
It was childish.
It was very childish.
It could have been a lot better. It should have been a lot better.
Yeah, absolutely it should have been a lot better. I mean, these two people are running for the president. Like, the highest position in our government. Yeah. And
it was
kind
rough.
of scary.
Super scary.
Something that I woke up this morning and realized was that I'm not even sure it was a debate. Because in a debate, you take an issue. Like, they talked about taxes. And they say, well, Hillary wants to do this. Trump wants to do this. Why? Each of you go. But what it ended up being was, oh, Hillary wants to do this, that's going to ruin your life. Or, well, Trump wants to do this, so that's going to suck, or whatever. It wasn't why they want to do the things they want to do.
Or it was...
Exactly.
Hillary wants to Donald, or Donald wants to Hillary.
Yeah.
Just super interrupting constantly.
It was very interrupting.
We did a real-time interruption count on the live tweet, and I think we got to like 12 or 13.
12 or 13.
I think so.
And that was just for the candidates. It wasn't the moderators.
Yeah, the moderators had to interrupt constantly.
The moderators were like,
your
time is up. Your time is... Your time...
Or at some points... the moderators realized that they weren't even talking about the question anymore, and they were like, we gotta the actual question was.
Mhm.
Blah, blah,
Oh,
blah.
and yeah, they'll be like,
Yeah.
the actual question, which you did not answer at all.
Yeah, or they would just blatantly interrupt to fact check something that was wrong.
Yeah.
Like, I think Donald Trump brought up the fact that he doesn't support the war, never did support the war in Iraq, and they just had to stop him and say, it's been debunked multiple times. You did support the war in Iraq. Let's move on.
Yeah. Zach was actually fact checking as the debate went on, and just so many lies, just straight up lies.
Lies
told.
everywhere
Oh my
about
gosh.
everything.
It was
I
ridiculous.
made that tweet because Donald Trump said Hillary will never change. She's been in office. She doesn't change. And then I put, but Donald Trump has changed all his opinions on everything 48 times in the last 24 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. His opinions, you never know what his opinions are. Besides, we need to build a wall, and ISIS is ruining the world.
Yeah.
And apparently he supports, what he blatantly say he supported
what Russia and
the regime
Assad.
there. And, yeah,
He
Assad.
said he supports the Assad regime in Syria.
Yeah.
he didn't. I don't think he blatantly said it, but he was like, "They're killing ISIS, like they're doing
Yeah,
stuff.
so
like,
we should.
they're killing innocent people."
Yeah, he
That's
blamed
also what they're doing.
He blamed Clinton and Obama, Clinton as Secretary of State, for arming rebels because they end up being terrorists, and then in the same breath turns around and supports the regime who is doing terrorist work against their own citizens.
Yeah.
But they're killing ISIS, so I guess we should support them.
It was ridiculous. He probably didn't even know what he was saying. Like,
No.
Probably not.
he just talks, and that's the thing. We don't even really like. I know I don't like either candidate,
I don't.
but
Not a fan.
the live tweet, if you look at it, it looks really biased against Trump. But that's just because Trump sucks at debating. Like, we didn't
That's
have much
because
material on
Trump-
Clinton.
Yeah.
Literally sets himself up with everything.
I was like, okay, we've got to find stuff to, like, point out for Clinton because we're looking really biased. But she's just a better speaker, better debater. So it was
She is.
much harder. But
And I was fact-checking both candidates, and Clinton did not lie as much as Trump did
No.
by a very large margin.
But see, that's the thing, right? And I maintain this. That shouldn't even be a
yeah,
like.
Yeah.
Oh, this candidate didn't lie as much as that one.
so they're better.
Candidates shouldn't be lying
Yeah.
They
at
shouldn't
all.
be promoting misinformation or lying about anything.
That's
Yeah.
ridiculous. It doesn't.
But that being said, Hillary was like Neo in the Matrix. The way she dodged questions, like
They
Yeah,
both
she
were.
they both,
They both
were.
were.
Hillary opened up dodging a question though, and that's what got
A little
me.
bit, yeah.
The
very
first,
first
yeah,
question.
the first question.
I didn't even hear an answer to.
Yeah.
Honestly,
She didn't want to admit that they said inappropriate
Well,
things.
granted, Donald Trump didn't answer the first
No.
question either.
That's
It
true.
just happened that
Yeah.
Hillary went first.
Yeah,
Also, when asked, did you sexually assault women, he said, well, ISIS is threatening America.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
fair.
I know it's a Donald Trump thing, and we're ripping on Donald Trump too much, but I just wanted to bring that up.
we were literally laughing in our room when they brought up the tapes, and he was like, it was locker room talk, but ISIS though, like we got ISIS. And
We
stuff.
got
Yeah,
ISIS.
ISIS.
I'm not the threat. Put me in office.
Yeah.
Like, I saw a tweet that said, rape culture is when someone says stuff like he said on that tape, grab a woman by her, you know what, and millions of people will still vote for him for president. I
That's
think
a
that's
good point.
ridiculous, and even if it is in the past, even if it is locker room talk, whatever that means, I don't think it's right. I
Why
don't
does
think it should
locker
be
room
president.
talk, calling something locker room talk, excuse
Well,
it from
yeah.
anything?
and my whole thing is like, you shouldn't talk like that about anyone, regardless of where you're at. Like that doesn't. That's ridiculous.
disrespectful, not just to women, but to people as human beings, to
Yeah.
objectify them like that.
That's
That
gross.
just makes me worry about what else he has said behind closed doors. If he's
Yeah.
just like, oh, it's locker room talk, it doesn't matter. It's not like anyone's going to record me because I'm not on TV or anything.
Speaking of what you said just now, of who knows what else he said, there are serious I don't know the words to use, suspicions, I guess, that whoever the network was that carried The Apprentice has footage of Trump repeatedly using the N-word.
Whoa.
And they're calling on that network to release the behind-the-scenes Apprentice footage.
They probably won't, though.
I don't know if they will or not, but I believe it was contestant testimonies that saying off-camera he used the N-word repeatedly.
Wow.
And they have footage of that.
That's ridiculous.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm not surprised. This is Donald Trump we're talking about.
Doesn't surprise me at all. I think it just speaks more to his character.
No, yeah, but I don't know. Again, I think at the end of the day, it's the better of two evils, and I don't know that either of them's better than the other, honestly.
I think they're different in the way that they are ineffective and bad.
Well, yeah, I'll give you that. Like, there's no question about that.
I don't know. We're in a tough spot.
Yeah. I want to bring up something that's slightly different and slightly more positive. What did we think about the format of the debate with the town hall aspect?
I liked it.
The town hall aspect was good. The only thing I thought, I wish they had had more time for more questions.
Mm-hmm. I would have appreciated more questions.
That was simply because they let the candidates, like, they'd be like, okay, you can rebuttal to that. And then they'd be allowed to rebuttal their rebuttal, and it was just like...
And then we have 10 minutes of the same thing just being thrown around with insults.
And eventually it always goes back to that tape, or your taxes, or those emails. Yeah. That's always what it comes down to.
Mm-hmm.
It's just...
Yeah.
I thought it was funny how many times Bill Clinton got brought up. Like,
yeah.
Do you ever see that in any other debates, like the person's spouse or like family member getting brought up against them?
I think, okay, in the defense of that, I think the thing there is, most of the time the spouse hasn't done as much stupid stuff as Bill Clinton has.
That is probably fair. Yeah.
I don't know. I just think it's a fallacy, first of all. The personal attacks, that's ad hominem fallacy. That's attacking the person, not their ideas. This is a step further, attacking a person's family member and not their ideas, not their policies.
Yeah, that's like what loan sharks do to get you to pay back. Not how people defend ideas and promote thought.
No. And I guess that's the thing, right? Like, there was never anyone saying, well, I understand what you're saying. It was always, you're wrong.
Yeah.
You're dead wrong. You're a terrible human being. You're dead wrong. You're going to send us all to our graves. It was just bad.
Yeah.
I just hope Americans don't adopt this new form of debate where we just attack each other. I know I've seen it on social media. It's ridiculous. People are savage.
Well, and I think social media has even kind of fed into that machine of just like, it's okay to just block out someone else's ideas and not give them a chance to speak if it's against you.
Yeah. I think social media has definitely had an effect on that, of where it doesn't actually promote different ideas, it just promotes fighting if you disagree with me.
It's crazy. And it's like anti-education. Like,
yeah.
That's not how you learn things.
No. It's not how you become a quote-unquote free country.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, there were some good questions. There was the energy question.
Yeah. I thought that was one of the best questions asked all night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was actually super surprised with both candidates' answers. I mean, well, not Donald Trump's. I know Donald Trump's answer was, yeah, we're going to bring back coal jobs and all this stuff, which is a big deal where I'm from, which is why a lot of people in West Virginia are going to vote for Donald Trump, because he's like, we're going to bring back coal jobs, and West Virginia's entire economy is based on coal. That's it.
Right.
Nothing else. West Virginia's economy is coal. That's it. All of it.
There are a lot of coal states.
And the whole thing is, and this is, and I've said this before, I'm not anti-coal. I'm anti-destroying the environment for coal.
Yeah.
I think that there's, I think that if they want to switch to clean energy or something, build plants and stuff in West Virginia where the coal mines were, give the coal miners jobs. Like, don't just throw them out on the streets.
Yeah.
Because that's what has happened.
I think that's what Hillary tried to say that she wants to do.
Yeah.
But at a certain level, the president doesn't get to dictate what actually happens. That's going to come down to private companies, in my opinion.
And that's the problem, right? That's why they hear that, and or people from West Virginia hear that, and they think, I mean, I'm glad that you would like to give us jobs, but can you do that?
Yeah.
Do you, as a politician, have the power to see that private industry comes to West Virginia, to the coal mining areas, and says, we're not going to throw you people out?
Exactly. But then there's the other side of that, which is Donald Trump saying, we can bring coal jobs back. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
The private companies have to want to start digging up coal again. But again, it goes back to what Hillary said. The prices for coal are down all across the boards.
It's becoming more and more restricted. Not as many people are using it for things. And it's becoming less and less effective as new energy technologies increase.
So it's kind of like people are hearing this and they're just like, yeah, he's going to bring it back. But in actuality, the ship has sailed.
Right. And his argument for why he's going to bring back coal was he's going to bring back industries that have left America. Like, he keeps saying that Ford is leaving America. Ford came out and denied that. They're staying. That's a lie. Like, big industries aren't really leaving America right now. And letting them use more coal by reducing coal restrictions is probably not going to keep them here.
No, not at all.
It's not a valid plan, and it's not a totally good plan on either side, I don't think.
No.
That's more of a private issue, I would say. I think where the government comes in is how much they support the EPA.
Yeah.
Is how much we restrict coal. So what do we think about that? Do we think that the government should restrict coal in favor of better environment? Or should we let that industry play out privately to keep areas like West Virginia from going into poverty?
See, and this is the issue that I struggle with, because West Virginia is it's a beautiful state. And the whole thing is, like, lots of people say, and here's the thing, at the end of the day, what people don't realize is, and it's true, because I know a man that works at my church, he was an elder at my church, he still is, who his whole job was, after the coal mines close down, they go through and they replant any tree that was there. And they make sure that these trees grow back, as well as any sort of damage they have caused to the area, they make sure they take care of it. Now, the problem with that is people argue that, well, the damage is already done by that point, because these coal mines are usually there for, they're there for a really long time.
They are.
Before they're ever taken anything down with. And the problem now is a bunch of the coal mines can't even be collapsed and have trees and stuff built on them, because they decided to go through and cement them shut. They just pour cement down into the coal mine. And they started doing this because about a year ago, a bunch of guys went into the mine to steal the mining equipment, and the mine collapsed. And then they had to save them, because they're not like the rescue people have to do that.
Right.
So it was this whole big issue.
Mm.
I'm in favor of. I've always been. I'm a city guy, but I think the environment is awesome, and I don't think we should go around destroying it. I think that we need strict environmental, rules, but by the same token, I feel like there has to be some middle ground.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think I think the environment is important in this area, and that the EPA does do good things, and that there should be private restrictions. But I wonder if our restrictions have maybe taken away some of the incentive for companies to still find new ways to produce and to keep those jobs. Or if they use them kind of like a tax loophole of, oh, the new EPA restrictions, that means we have to close down all these things and lay off all these people, and we can draw back our profits and become a bigger, better, stronger company.
Yeah.
I'm curious what that line is right there.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's a tough topic.
It's really complex. And Hillary said something about how she's like the candidate for wanting to, like the only one wanting to fix coal country or whatever. But I don't endorse Jill Stein, but I know that's like part of her whole platform is this environmental stuff.
That's her entire platform.
So,
Yeah. What I'm curious about with Stein is, though, is she wanting to completely shut down coal, or is she wanting to stop using coal but revitalize coal country and help them find a new thing?
The latter,
Yeah,
because she's, I'm pretty sure she's the Green Party, which means I don't think she's wanting coal at all. She's just wanting to promote more, like getting jobs and companies to go in there and
clean up and find new energies. Okay, good.
But that's the only thing. I don't know much about this energy stuff, but I know that Hillary Clinton's not the only one who wants to make massive changes. And I would have appreciated if she acknowledged that other candidates exist.
That other parties exist beyond Republicans and Democrats.
Yeah. So
they're never going to acknowledge that.
No. And as long as we don't support them with our votes, they're never going to get above the 7 and 5% support that they're showing in this election cycle.
But, yeah, so it's, I don't know. The whole green thing is complex. Let's also talk about, I think, which we all decided was the best question of the night. The final question of the night.
From Carl.
Good old Carl. Carl with a K.
Yeah. Carl with a K.
So, Carl asked, could you possibly say something good that you respect about the other candidate? And
right off the bat, Hillary went first.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hillary's answer, complete cop-out. I'm sorry, it was. She said Donald Trump's kids are super great and all this stuff, but that's not...
I mean, when she started talking and she was like, I respect Donald Trump's children.
Yeah.
And there was a chuckle in the audience. I don't know if you heard it, but...
yeah. She was saying she doesn't respect Donald Trump for anything.
But his kids, kinda.
Yeah.
And she was like, and he might be responsible for them being as good as they are, or whatever.
Like,
and I don't know. I thought it was a sidestep for the question, and I'll be honest. I think Donald Trump answered it better.
Mm-hmm.
Not only did he say he considered it a compliment that she said about his kids, whether she meant it that way or not.
Yeah.
Which she didn't.
We don't know if she did. We can't judge that.
Yeah, it's true, but that's my personal opinion, is that it sounded like a sidestep. But he also said, I respect her tenacity, I respect her strong will to fight. He said, I don't agree for all the things she fights for, but I respect her fighting spirit. And I thought that was
which is a great answer. Yeah. I thought, he pointed out something he actually liked about her.
Yeah.
and not her husband, not whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, I thought he answered the question awesomely. And, if Donald Trump would convey himself like an adult like that more often, maybe he'd have a chance, but...
Maybe.
I was most surprised that he said that and then didn't follow up with, but she's a such-and-so liar or whatever, that he says. I was just surprised that he was that respectful.
I think we were all waiting for that but to happen.
Again, I think it goes back to... I think Donald Trump really tried to watch what he said last night.
Yeah.
I think because I know he had a meeting before the debate, and I maintain that his PR people were like, you are walking on glass.
Yeah.
Broken glass. You're walking on half-shattered glass.
You have to be careful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I noticed for the first 20 or so minutes, he did not interrupt Hillary Clinton at all. But
you could see it in his face. He was ready.
Oh, yeah.
He was ready.
His face was so upset.
But then once he started, he's like, screw it, I'm just going to interrupt just about everything she says.
Mm-hmm.
And she even interrupted him once last night.
Yeah,
that
she
was
did.
Interesting.
Was it only once?
Once. Maybe
once
or twice.
It was only
once.
But she made a point, and everyone's made a point of how she doesn't interrupt Donald Trump, and then she did. She got in the game, so all bets are off now.
Oh, did you see my tweet? I said Donald Trump interruptions 10, Hillary Clinton interruptions 1. I said I bet this is a scale Donald Trump determines whether or not he won.
Yeah. I interrupted the most times. I won the debate. Kissy lips. Also, this is just my personal funny thing, but at one point in the debate, he did this with the microphone.
Yeah. Just getting ready. He did that a few times, like, he did this, but that one time was like...
He would also he would just do this to people in the crowd, like...
Yeah, when she was talking once, we pointed it out. He was like...
Yeah, he was like conducting the crowd. Like,
love to know what he was doing.
It was crazy. I don't know.
Yeah, is he signaling someone to take her out? Like, what's he doing?
Like, go ahead, get rid of her, boys.
I think we can agree the star of the show last night was The Fly.
The Fly?
Am I not wrong?
It was The Fly.
The Fly and the cameraman responsible for the intense close-up of Hillary's face. Yes.
Like,
but The Fly stole the show.
Like, about 15 minutes in, I was like, did you guys see that fly land on her face? And you guys were like, no. You didn't believe it.
I didn't believe you.
I asked you afterwards. You didn't believe it was real. And I second-guessed myself. I thought, because we watched it on a projector that shines on this wall, and I was like, maybe it just landed on the wall and it looked like it. I was like, but it looks so real. And then on Twitter later, it was a fly on her face.
It was like it was gross. It was right over her eye.
And then towards the end of the debate, I forgot all about the fly, but it was like crawling around on her shirt and then flew away.
Yeah, it was on her.
It was
twice.
Weird, yeah. But
I think we tweeted something like, how has Secret Service not taken out that fly already?
Yeah, how has the Secret Service not taken out that fly yet? No.
But
yeah. There were some interesting moments.
Yeah. It was, it is what it is. I want to say it was good, but I don't mean it was good like, oh, it's great for the American people. I mean it was good like, it was kind of a funny hour-and-a-half long sitcom.
Yeah. So...
I think it spoke to Trump's background as a reality TV star.
Yeah.
Personally. I think that he's been on shows that are reality TV like The
That's
Apprentice,
the thing,
and that's preparing for this kind of stuff, and that's how he treated the debate, not as a political platform of issues, but as a reality.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, you take Donald Trump from The Apprentice, you see him on The Apprentice, you think, there's no way that man acts like that in real life. Like, that's a fake persona made up for a TV show. Mm-hmm. No. He's the exact same person.
Yeah, he's a character.
He's...
But I will say this, and we said it last night, Donald Trump pointed out that the moderators might have been a little biased in how quickly they shut him down when
and
his
they
time
did.
was up. And
I would agree with him.
Hillary Clinton,
Yeah.
I feel like they gave her a lot more cushion.
Yeah.
And I noticed it too. I noticed it before Donald Trump even said something about
Do
it.
we know whether or not the moderators were Republican or Democratic last night?
I think there was one of. Was there one of each, or were they both Democratic? Anderson Cooper is definitely Democratic.
I believe.
That's what I thought.
But was the other lady? Did they try to do the bipartisan thing with one?
I'm not sure.
I don't know, but
either.
both of them. Well, the whole thing is, Anderson Cooper, I think, was definitely the most vocal at cutting people off.
Oh yeah,
He was.
But-
He was trying to keep us on time, I think.
And
Which
that's
is fair,
true.
yeah.
too. But
But it just seemed like it was awful convenient that they were only ever running out of time when Donald Trump was speaking and never
Yeah.
Hillary.
Yeah, but you
Yeah, I'll
could
give
see
him
the
that.
time clock behind them, and quite frequently he did go over more than she did.
okay,
But and this is my personal opinion. I didn't so much mind it because when Hillary went over, it seemed like she was actually saying things of substance.
that is
When
true.
Trump went over, he was more often. There were a few times when he had good points, but he was more often just spouting garbage that had no
Personal stuff, stuff about emails,
nothing to
stuff
do with the
about Bill
issues at
Clinton.
hand.
Yeah.
He was off question. Hillary went over when she wanted to finish her point. Trump
Yeah.
went over when he was just promoting more nonsense.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Should they have been more even in how they kept close to time? Yes, they should have. But that was kind of how I interpreted it, is they let her go, maybe because she had actual things to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And I feel like I should point this out. A huge part of the entire debate, before and during, was we don't want the audience to have outbursts and applause or boos. And I'm sorry, but it seemed like whenever Trump dropped his bombs about the emails or about Bill Clinton or whatever, the fans of Donald Trump, more often than not, came out clapping and screaming and all this.
Mm-hmm.
it
Um,
happened for Hillary a few times
Yeah,
also.
and
I think
it
it did.
was disruptive, and I don't know why people can't just...
I mean,
Like-
it was disruptive, but I mean, it was a circus show. Like,
Yeah,
it was a
who
circus
cares?
show.
Like,
They were in a ring.
There were a few
Like-
times that the moderators had to turn around and yell at the audience because
Mm-hmm.
of how dumb they were being.
but
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the whole thing is, like, what do you expect? You put two clowns in an arena, and you're gonna have people to come watch them that's gonna be as about like them.
It just brings me back to the point that it wasn't a real debate. In a real debate, you sit there and you listen, you think about their position, whether you agree on it or not, and it causes you to think. Their debate was personal attacks, and whoever got the best jabs got a outburst of applause from the audience. That's not how debates work.
The thing is, though, and that these debates have grown larger attention from everyone across the United States than any other debate. Or,
Yeah.
like, presidential, like, candidacy in general. Like, ever.
I think part of that is social media.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I mean, fair, but...
It
We're
is.
in a time of growing social media. Donald Trump pointed that out.
Because, I mean, you could watch the debate on Twitter.
Yeah.
You could watch the debate on YouTube. Facebook, pretty much any social media outlet had the debates up.
Mhm.
Like, it was...
I mean, I like dank memes, and huge dank meme trend right now is making fun of the candidates.
Mhm.
So when you see their faces everywhere like that, it makes you want to tune in. So,
Yeah.
And that's why we
Yeah.
did it. That's why we live tweeted it.
Yeah.
It is.
That's why we're recording this, but I don't know. We could go in circles on how bad it was.
For
There were-
hours.
Some very few good points made, some diamonds in the rough, but,
Very few. And very
Yeah.
far in between.
I didn't come away with a new impression of either candidate.
No, if
No.
anything, well, I may have came away with, I realized even more so now how bad of a shape we're in than before.
Yeah, if there was anything that
Yeah.
changed. in my
Because the
opinion, it
whole
was
thing
negative.
is, regardless, I maintained, I think, the last debate, the first debate, was while it wasn't maybe, it didn't make me think any higher of the candidates. I felt like it was a little, even just a tiniest bit more professional
Really?
than this one was. There wasn't as much constant arguing.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I agree with that or not.
Okay. Well,
They're kind of even in my mind,
Yeah.
but I could see either side of that.
Our friend David was watching with us, and he pointed out it looked like a rap battle because at one point Hillary was talking about Donald Trump, and Donald Trump was in the background just like walking around, like waiting
Yeah.
for his turn.
I saw that. Yeah. I was about to tweet about that because every time they would cut to that one scene and Hillary would be talking, Donald would just be like pacing back and forth, like getting ready.
Yeah. Has everyone seen the meme of just people taking pictures and making them sing the duet of "Baby It's Cold Outside"?
No.
Yes, you should look it up. There are memes of Trump and Hillary both like just looking, making ridiculous faces, holding the microphone with captions with different lyrics from "Baby It's Cold Outside."
That would be awesome. Someone
Yeah.
needs to make that a spoof video.
Uh-huh.
That would be hilarious. But
You know what they need next time? They need hype men
yeah, that's
They
what I
do.
was thinking.
Yeah.
to jump out and like at the beginning be like, "From New York City, Donald Trump."
Yeah.
That would be great.
There's actually a video out now of Hillary getting interviewed directly after the debates, and someone was like, "Did you notice that when you were talking to the townspeople that Donald Trump was right behind you?" And they showed like pictures, and he was like lurking. He was
He was flirty.
it
Like,
was weird.
what are you saying?
And she was
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, whenever he talked, I went up and leaned against my stool or whatever and
Mhm.
watched from a distance." But he was like looking over. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It was kind of funny. That has nothing to do with how good the candidates are, but
No,
It
but
was
it's just
funny.
a little funny thing.
Yeah,
so,
the whole thing was funny. But
It was.
final impressions.
final impression, I'm over it.
Like I said, I didn't learn anything new except that they're more childlike than I thought.
Mhm.
I do think Hillary performed better as a debater. Now, do I
Yes.
think she's a better candidate? I don't know. I don't like either candidate, but
Hillary is
she's more experienced.
always known for debates and speeches of hers
Yeah.
being.
I learned that Hillary is more presidential as a person in the way she conducts herself.
Yeah.
Now,
Say that.
her actions overall.
I mean, she's an experienced politician.
She
and
was a
lawyer
senator.
who's
She was a
done this
lawyer.
for years. He's a reality TV show host and businessman. So
Yeah. He's a real estate mogul.
yeah, so I don't know what you should expect from that, but
Right.
Yeah.
that's my impression.
I learned that Town Hall member Mr. Bone is now my new favorite person for presidency in 2K16.
You know who he reminds me of? Did you all ever see that Will Ferrell and Zach Galifianakis movie? Where Zach Galifianakis is running for senator of like a... You
No.
never
No.
saw this?
I thought he looked like the villain from Toy Story 2.
I don't even know who the villain from Toy Story 2 is.
Or maybe it's Toy Story 1, I can't remember.
The Prospector.
But the Prospector, yeah.
That is Toy Story. Is that
That's
2?
two.
Yeah.
But anyway, what'd you guys think? Talk to us in the comments. Be civil. Like we said, we don't agree with the ridiculous way these candidates talk to each other, so don't talk to each other that way on social media, please. But we do want to hear your thoughts.
Mhm.
We do. We love them. We appreciate them.
So comment, like this video, share it. Watch out for the next debate. We're going to be live tweeting again.
We will.
We've got more videos coming out throughout this week, so watch those. We might actually touch on some of this stuff.
Oh, yeah, this is coming out on Monday. Okay.
Yeah, we did a weird Doctor Who thing where we recorded the week's episode before this, but
Yes,
they're
we
coming
did.
out after this.
Crap, we mentioned throughout the week's episode, too, what day the episodes were on. So
They're going up
kinda
on the
weird.
same day.
Oh, okay.
Yep. You can still see an episode later today.
Okay.
So,
All right. Well.
All right, coolio.
Have a good week.
See you guys. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment. Bye.